All right, hello there. It is the 1st of May, and we are here for our April 2023 review. Um, just as a kind of setup, or the first thing to mention, this was a great month. Even though I feel like everything that we're going to talk about didn't quite hit the mark that I would have liked, in the grand scheme of things and where things have been moving for my life, I really like this month a lot. And it gives me really good confidence going forward for um, like the direction that I'm headed in the different areas in my life that I'm starting to work on and the mindset that I'm having towards, you know, adjusting when I slip, um, finding the things that are in my control to uh, make to make a difference in, and yeah, just overall feeling more good about the way that things are going. So let me quickly just double check something on my end here. I just wanted to see, and by the way, I hope you guys, if anything, if you're watching this review, I really hope that you take some sense of motivation to do something like this yourself. I think it's really good to set goals in general, and I think that it's good to have them, for the day. You got your daily things that you want to do in that day. You've got your week, right? In the time frame, you got your month, which is 4 weeks, a bigger amount of time, but more things can be done. And then even a year goals. I haven't gone to my yearly goals yet. I think I'll start that when I get to 1 year of doing this. But I think setting goals and then evaluating on those goals is such an important step. So right now, I'm just double checking. Awesome. Okay. So here we are. We are ready. Um, now, this is the goals that we had. We said number one by far, sleep well. Go to sleep between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. consistently. This was a simple, we're going to go moderate fail. Reason why is because we haven't been doing it regularly, but the reason I say moderate and not extreme is because we have made progress where overall in the amount of days that I'm like going to sleep beyond late hours has been significantly reduced, especially in the second half of this month. So I feel good about, in general, again, getting closer to the sleep goals that I have. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to get this where I wanted it to be, but I'm still going to keep on hammering it until I get it. No pornography. This is going to be a neutral. Why? Well, I did end up having a few moments, but they were quite sparse. There was only one that was really problematic, but in the big picture, especially going on from previous months and my history in previous months, I have made good gains. I would like to actually say this kind of like a mild success because of the difference that happened compared to how things were previously. But I'm going to put it at neutral because I still would have liked to have done better than I did to feel like it would have been a success. So I'm going to put this at neutral, but overall, again, in both areas, even though I'm not like, oh, this was a moderate fail and this was neutral, I still look at it that I've moved in a good direction in both of these areas. Consistent, healthy breakfast and fairly good dinners. Moderate success. We have basically done very well with this. We have been very consistently eating the meals that we have. We've been having our our small meals in between. Everything overall, I'm very good with my breakfast, and my dinners have been okay. I'm quite happy with the way that this was. Greatly improved phone discipline. No activity before bed or waking up. This one is going to be a neutral. Why? Because it was essentially, I feel like I have reduced my amount of time that I'm on my phone in bed. The problem is I started to now just be awake at night more. I used to like kind of just go to bed, but then I would go on my phone before bed. Now I'm still on my computer. But the fact that I do feel like I have transitioned from less phone time. So again, this is a neutral because even though I have significantly reduced the amount of time I spend on my phone, it still feels like I've kind of made a substitute into what I'm doing on my computer, um, which is, in my opinion, better, but still obviously not where it needs to be. I want to, really be not creating the substitute of, but actually, no, you know what? I'm going to say mild success. Because even though the computer is still a phone, I still feel that the amount of time that I'm spending on my phone, especially in bed or, in general, like when I'm waking up, has been significantly reduced. So I'm very happy about that. Workout every day, allowed 1 day off per week if needed, and includes going rock climbing at least 3 times a week. This is going to be a moderate success. Reason why is because I feel like I have decided to be a little bit too strict with this in saying workout every day. Yeah, the 1 day off is good, but I have I have gone to the point where I'm rock climbing 3 days a week now, and I don't see that stopping. And I am even doing workouts between my days where I'm rock climbing. So I initially it was like, oh, I had to always have, in between days where I'm rock climbing to always do something. I've started integrating them again. I did my leg exercises that I have been abstaining from in a while. Um, and I started doing my ab workouts. Like overall, I feel good about this. Moderate success. Get out of comfort zone in relation to social anxiety. Find at least 2 times this month to clearly get out of your comfort zone. This is going to be a mild fail just because I feel like with everything that's been going on, this wasn't really a priority that I was really looking at. And I feel like it just wasn't, you know, exactly where I would have liked it to. Uh, I, the opportunities didn't seem quite apparent for me. I didn't feel like I saw myself in a situation where I could have done something, but I chose not to. I did end up, going to church, and there was some level of that there. Um, but in fact, just for that reason, I'm going to put this neutral because I really don't feel like I should be too hard on myself. The only thing is that, as I've mentioned in past months, I should be looking at this whenever I'm doing my weekly goals. I should stop trying to do it fast when I'm doing my weekly goals and just look at the goals I have and, um, you know, or the things I have in mind for the month and see what I can do. Because I genuinely forgot that I said at least 2 months. Like I forgot about this until I saw it now. So let's hopefully hope that this time in this coming month in May, every time I'm setting my weekly goals, I'm going to pull out the May 2023 goals and identify what it is that I want to be doing. Twitch, stream consistently on time. Success. So I'm going to go moderate success because I used to be much worse with this, but as I've gone closer and closer, I've been starting to really stream on time when I've been wanting to. So I'm really happy about that. I'm going to go moderate success on accomplishments. We unfortunately did not have any goals that we ended up setting up for like I'm just having a quick look here. Did I have anything? I don't think I did. Yeah, no, nothing was done for first in terms of our short-term goals or our long-term goals. So that's that for April. Overall, again, even the failures that we had with, pornography and sleep, I still feel like I've been moving in a good direction in all across the board. And this is why this is important. So a big one to show. Let's see the difference between how we've moved from the first day to the last. Boom, look at that. I mean, that is quite some significant growth. I mean, all across the board, including even sleep there. We have, sleep could have been better. Sleep did get to a nice point at one time, but look at that. Our friends, family, romantic, everything started to go great. I feel good about romantic being there as well. Um, Nutrition and fitness both went from orange to light greens, which is 3 levels of difference, I believe. That's one, two, yeah, 3 levels of difference. Main job got good. YouTube got good because it got more consistent. Twitch got good. Rock climbing. Look at rock climbing. Look at rock climbing going all the way up from a red to a green. And yeah, I mean, this is, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about like this steady improvement. That was a lot of uh, gains that I've made. It's nice to see things more in the green, and that's always what I want to see. Like the more things I can have in the green, the better. And I can't wait to have so many things in the green that I'm finally going to start working on these hobbies, here with the reading, writing, all of these. Those things are currently locked out, right? I'm not giving them any attention. Dancing kind of should be this, but I did look into it at the time. I know where I would go for dancing. That's why this is a dark red, but I don't know where I would start with any of these things at the moment. And cooking has been stagnant. We haven't learned any new recipes. This is me just learning new recipes, is what that's for. So I can't wait for more things to get really, really green to the point that I'm like, all right, let's start working on these hobbies that I've been looking at. And again, it's all about building up the habits that you do. It change takes time. It's going to be uncomfortable for the first while, but then things are going to get easier to do. It's going to be easier to work out. Like for me, rock climbing is a lot easier for me to be committing to doing it. Um, Dog walking, like these things are things that are like, and that's something else that I don't know if I brought to attention, but dog walking went from a red to a green as well. The other thing, these are like just active changes. You can't really, those aren't really relevant because they change all the time. That's just for me to kind of keep track of what I need to do. But my point being is these things, they start becoming habit, they start becoming easier to manage, to maintain rather. So that's the goal with a lot of these things. It's going to be hard initially with the things that wherever you're starting to get to where you want. That first stage is hard, but if you just keep pushing at it, and even when you slip, just getting back on it, you're going to eventually develop consistency, and eventually habits will be formed, making it to where you doing the thing that you want to do is not that hard. So this is a real testament to that. This was a very, very good month in terms of improvement. So I feel very, very good about that. Now, moving on to the future. Oops, not that. May 2023 goals. Actually, let me just double check. What did I have this one as? Okay, here we go. Let's type it again here. Man, I'm going all over the place. May 2023 goals. We're going to do the same one. This time we'll add a bunch of asterisks. Number one priority. Make it even bigger to get sleep sorted out. Go to sleep between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. every night. For those wondering why it's so late, my job ends at my work shift ends at midnight, and that is the time for me to really be doing my Twitch streams when I do them. And so I can't really do them earlier in the day as of right now, or else my Twitch would really suffer. So this is the current solution until my work shift changes. Then what are we going to do? I think I'd like to just have them both kind of next to each other so that I could just kind of uh, piggyback off of it. Hold on a second here. There we go. So there we go. No pornography. Speaks for itself, really. I'm just gonna put it speaks for itself. 0. I've started doing really good, and I know that I can keep it up, and I know that I'm capable of doing it. What else is a priority now? So sleep, this. I'm gonna go maintain rock climbing at least 3 times a week and gradually incorporate more exercises between rock climbing days, right? So I'm not gonna be I don't feel like being too specific about that, but just if I could get a cardio day or more leg days or more ab workouts, like getting improvements in those areas, uh, again, every day that I'm not rock climbing to do that. Again, giving myself 1 day off. Still giving myself 1 day off if needed, which today happens to be it, by the way. Um, What else is really important? I feel like the food is really starting to get good, so it's not as much of a priority right now. Oh, actually, one of them that wasn't a one there was do good at work. Speaks for itself. Well, actually, um, yeah, well, not really. Do good at work. Um, stop taking very reduced time off during work, and constantly trying to improve. So I'm not going to give myself, I have certain metrics that I follow at work. I had my best day at work 2 days ago, and I want this month to really be where I do very, very well at work. Um, rock climbing is good. I feel good about that. What else? Um, I feel like I feel good about the Twitch streams, like getting that to where it is. I feel good about that. I don't even feel like I really need to mention the food or the Twitch streams. For phone discipline, I'll say uh, improve phone di discipline. No, again, no phone activity before bed or waking up, and also. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave this one. I'll leave this one there. Um, but the other one that I did mention this month was me really getting out of my comfort zone for a romantic situation. I realized initially I said it was for social situations, but realistically, I don't have a problem. In fact, when I go rock climbing, I'm so social with the people around me. I have no problem talking with just random other guys and stuff. It's just whenever there's like kind of like a woman that's potentially I might be interested in that things change. So for that reason, and because I mentioned it that I want to prioritize it, I'm gonna put it after. I'm gonna put it. I don't know. It matters to me. I kind of put these things in an order, but I'm actually gonna put it after here. Um, get out of your comfort zone and try talking to women. I'm just gonna leave it at that. To women and 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 no, not try and talk to women. There we go. Um, Yeah, that's it. Even if there's maybe even someone that I'm not even necessarily attracted to or whatever, just start to take any opportunity that I can to do this. Rock climbing is a great place. If there's another place that I can that this could come up, church is a little bit mm, it's a little bit iffy again because I don't want church that to be the focus of why I go to church. But if an opportunity presents itself, I'm willing to take it there as well. Other than that, I don't know, grocery stores, not really. I really don't see if there's an opportunity that comes up, and I'll try to see if it's realistic, but I would like to talk to women, tr make make opportunities, notice opportunities. There we go. Notice opportunities. I really need to notice these because I feel like I can kind of very easily walk away from it. So this is what I feel like. Hopefully we'll do some more of our accomplishments, but again, I don't really have anything. Actually, you know what? Let's go and set up here. Set up rock climbing hold. Because I've been wanting to set this up for so long. I kept mentioning it. I'd really like to do this. Nothing else in terms out of my short-term goals are really um, coming to me right now, but I feel good about generally instead of focusing on the specific goals that I just finish, I feel better about focusing on things like these, you know. So in this sense, we're working on our fitness, my headset died. Our fitness, our rock climbing, our sleep, um, nutrition naturally can go up, but romantic, those are things that I feel really good about where my priorities are. So this is where we are right now. I'm going to leave it at that. Um, Nothing much to really say other than this. I feel like 20 minutes for these videos is kind of usually about what I aim for with this, but that's essentially where we're at right now. I feel again really good about the direction. I encourage you to, I wish I mentioned it, but I recommend you follow you do your own monthly goals like I did there. What's the harm? Right? What really is the harm? And in fact, I talked to my therapist about this, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. In fact, I need to document that because in a week I'm going to have my interview with my therapist. So I'm really looking forward to that. Um, Now that's going to be between um, but something I talked with my therapist about that's a benefit of this video is I'm okay with seeing myself not hit the goals that I wanted to hit or not doing the things that I had scheduled or this. I've gotten used to it, not to the point where I'm comfortable with it, but the fact that it doesn't break me down. Right? That's something that's amazing here because I think some people might not want to set monthly goals because you're afraid of not meeting them and feeling really bad about that. But in my opinion, just the fact that you start setting goals for yourself is already a victory in its own, even if you don't meet them. I mean, what's like, just think about the two scenarios. One, you never set any goals, so you don't really have that much focus into what you want to do. It's just, every now and then you have a thought, I kind of want to work on my fitness or something, but you haven't really specified too much of what that means. And usually it's just not going to happen at all than you thinking about it. Whereas opposed to this, you go like, okay, this is my monthly goal. I'm going to plan on doing this. And then at the end of the month, you're going to see, did I do this? Ideally, you'd want to review your monthly goals at least once a week, which is what I'm trying to do now, so that you can be reminded of them. But just the fact that in your mind, you're like, I want to do this, you remind yourself a few times, you've won, even if you haven't done them, because your mind is now going towards that. And that's where you can make some adjustments. Did you add too much to your plate for how much you wanted to work on that month? I'm putting sleep as the number one priority, right? I'm like, that's it. That's on top of everything else. So I'm not going to sacrifice going to the gym or rock climbing or doing any social stuff or whatever if it is hurting my sleep. So find the most important thing for you. Honestly, if you don't have your sleep sorted out, I would really recommend having that at the top. But you're going to adjust right after that month. And then the next month, that's where you start seeing growth. I just can't help but think that if you keep telling yourself and focusing on something that you think is good for you and wanting, that eventually you're going to start moving in that direction of getting it done. A lot of people can start, I think a lot of people might start something like this, and within half of the month of not getting the results that they expected or wanted, they're like, you know what, screw this. If you stick to this, you just like, you know what, I want to keep moving this. I want to keep this. There's a lot of ideas, that people have of like, have a picture in your room of a car that you really want. I'm not really that guy. I'm not really too materialistic, but the idea is if you keep staring at it, you keep like, I want this, I want this, I want this. Your mind is constantly focused on the thing that you want. You're going to start more actively doing the things to get there. So just regularly, or at least doing something towards thinking about these things as actively as you can is a step in the right direction. So that's what I want you guys to take from these kind of monthly reviews that I do, because they are very important, and I just can't see a negative to them. So I would really recommend trying them for yourself. But with that said, hope you get your own monthly goals set out, and of course review them at the end of the month with yourself. But I'll leave you guys with that, and I'll see you guys in the next month. Take care.